Uh,
You've had your chips.
all right. Don't put me off. I'm trying to get the. Welcome. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I tell you what, it's been a rush day today. I'm so sorry that we're an hour behind. No, that's my phone. I told you I've got a crazy house here. That's my phone. And yes, I am in high demand. So I've got a plate of chips here. I'm eating my tea. And the phone's going off. And what can I say? No. Shall we start again? Shall we? Anyway, good evening, guys. And tonight's guest, we got Mark. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hello, Steve. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Good. Okay. I'm sorry that I kept you up after your bedtime. I hope you're okay.
If I snooze during the show, it's your fault.
Okay.
All right.
Now, did I tell you what we were talking about?
No, you're going to land this on me. And you're going to behave tonight as well. I know this much.
Right. Behave about what?
Well, you're not going to have me on the next bus to Gretna Green.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. But you getting married? No, I'm not going to do that now.
Good lad.
I'll
so
let
what
you
are we talking? You're going to let me off tonight. What are we talking about tonight then?
Marriage.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Right. Okay. When you getting married?
Next question.
Right. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're only joking. Right. Okay. So, what I want to talk about tonight is this. I want to talk about. It's a really, really serious discussion I want to talk about tonight.
All right.
Okay. And that is suicide.
Okay.
Right. Have you ever, Mark, been close to suicide?
Yes.
Right. Tell us about it.
I've been as close to it as I've thought about it, and I've considered it as an answer to all of my problems. And happily, I'm here today to tell you that it wasn't the answer to all my problems, and it wasn't the best idea I had at that time. What more could I say?
So that was an idea for you about suicide. What made you move away from that idea of saying, "Hang on for a second, this is not the best idea"? I'm want to sort myself out. I want to stay alive. Was it just a moment, or what happened?
It wasn't a moment. It was quite a long period, really. And it wasn't how can I put it? It wasn't an event that I was leading towards. It was just an end to a problem, or it was a solution that was there for me to consider, and it was something that I used to think about quite a lot. And it was a thought I kept returning to. I did do one very half-hearted attempt at suicide, and that was to take more tablets than what I should have done. I didn't take enough tablets to kill myself with, and I knew that at the time. I think it was just a gesture that I wanted to do, but all I did was caused a lot of people a lot of worry and a lot of hurt, and which is a horrible thing to do. And I think the thing that's sorry. I'm just going to say that the thing that stopped
Sorry.
me from actually pursuing it, it was always in the back of my mind, no matter how lost I was or however grim things seemed. I always had it in the back of my mind. There was going to be people affected by what I was doing, which didn't help, which didn't make it, made it harder actually, because if there'd have only been myself to consider and not some mess that'd be left behind, I probably would have done it. And the people I'm talking about as obviously my children, my family, my mum, and like when I said that made it worse in as much as the sense of guilt that I felt every time. It made me feel more worthless than what I did. It's just a horrible frame of mind to be in.
Have you been like that since?
When the occasion with the tablets was the only time I've ever done anything, shall we say, drastic. And like I say, I knew it wasn't enough to kill me. I think it was just a gesture that I wanted to do for myself. It was just like a release, like some people, I think, cut themselves for a release, that self-harm sort of thing. It's the only time I've done it, because the thoughts I've had about it have always been quite private. I've never spoken to anybody apart from a counsellor about it. But since that occasion, yes, I had many years of just going to bed at night and praying to whoever for them to let me stay asleep and to not wake up the following morning. I didn't want to face the following day.
Yeah, so the trouble is, though, I've been to that moment, right? Yeah, make way. Sorry about that. I've been to a point in my life where I want to just put a rope around my neck, kind of like hang myself. I've tried taking tablets, overdosing, And the trouble is, though, see, whatever we do in life, when we come to a time like that, and we always wake up in the morning, it's like taking tablets, say overdose, right? So you get sick, and next minute you just kind of go sleep or something. You wake up in the morning and the problem's still there, is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. I think suicide, the act of suicide is, I think it's the ultimate act of control, because you're the one in the driving seat, as it were, and you are in a position by doing it to put a stop to whatever it is that's what's troubling you or distressing you. But it's a double-edged sword, is suicide, because you're transferring that hurt, and it's a hurt that will be multiplied and magnified more times than you can possibly imagine onto people that care about you and people that love you. It's a difficult thing. I have every sympathy for people that feel that way, but by sympathy I mean, obviously I sympathise. It's a horrible way to be, and I feel sorry for anybody that's in that position. But I also understand it, and I would never ever, discredit anybody's feelings, and I'd never ever diminish how they're feeling by saying, well, they're just selfish or they're just being thoughtless, because it's a very complex thing, and ending your life or wanting to end your life is a very, very strong. It's the strongest statement you can make, I think.
The trouble is, though, for some people, Mark, it's a cop out, isn't it? They don't want to kind of. Do you think it's a cop out?
No, I understand why you say that. Because you get some people that just because they're losing their livelihood, and they're losing their standing in society. You know, I hear these people that, you know, these businessmen, the money is just disappearing. You know, a Wall Street crash or something, and they've got a loaded revolver in the desk drawer and they just pull it out and blow the brains out. To me, that's a cop out. That's but having said that, why should? But is it a cop out? I don't know, because I'm not that person. To some people, their reputation and their standing in business or what have you is the be all and end all to their lives. I don't think you can fully say it's a cop out, although I understand why you might say that, because there are ways out of that despair for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble is, see, for some people, you know, they take kind of like overdoses. It was like me. I don't. Did I want to die at that particular time? I don't know, but I just want something. I just want the problem to go away, and so I don't have to deal with it no more. See, what I used to do with me was I used to have a problem where if I had too much pressure on me, I tended to kind of like go away from the problem, not deal with the problem, and let everybody else deal with it, and me to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that, and I think most people, if they're honest with themselves, if they have a problem, small or large, if there was somebody with a magic wand that could wave it and take care of it for them, they'd happily let them do so. There's nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no great honour in solving every problem that you have.
See, the trouble is, so when I was on Tamar Bridge,
Yeah.
where I used to live, I went to the bridge, and I did it a few times where I kind of like wanted to kind of like a long time ago try to end my life, and I went into a place called Glenbourne, and a psychiatric unit. And the trouble is, they took everything off me, like my shoelaces, everything. And the trouble is, then, I just felt that. How can I put it? I just felt that I was on another planet.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? I didn't
Yeah.
even care about people. I turned people away because all I wanted to do at that particular time just kind of say, forget about it and just kind of like and do myself in or forget about life and everything. But the trouble is, suicide is a big issue because only this week in the UK, 5,460 people have actually committed suicide in the UK.
Mm. In what time span? In the last year or in the last week?
In the last month, sorry.
In the last month?
Yeah.
Wow, that's yeah. I mean,
I'll tell you what that is. I'll tell you what that is. That is, hang on for a second. That is all about the coronavirus.
I wouldn't say that has to be, a reaction. We've spoke about this before, Steve, where we were still in lockdown, if you remember. And I said at the time, we'll never, ever fully appreciate the mental strain that the whole thing has put on people. And that doesn't surprise me at all, really. That is a shocking statistic.
And also for relationships, relationships, it's only 3,400 in relationships, but I'm basing that on in the southwest region.
Right.
So, but the trouble is, we'll see. I don't know where they get all these statistics to because because I think I think at the moment because of the coronavirus and what's going on, I think it's higher than that. But we don't know, do we? We don't know what's going on, and it's a shame, really. And it's but the trouble is, though, when someone comes to that point where they want to end their life, and they don't think about other people, do they? Because you said this now to me. You were saying it's okay doing it. Sorry, not okay doing it. But the trouble is, what you've got to think about is the other people that they're leaving behind.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there with that, because
You know what I mean?
yeah, I think there is a line, and I probably haven't hit that line or crossed that line or been anywhere near that line where your children, your wife, your mother, whoever, they don't enter your thoughts anymore. You are so lost in depression and in despair that it really is the only answer. And there's no, it's almost like you're on a ledge. There's nobody left on the planet to talk you down, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah.
And all I can do, sorry, I was going to say that it's a horrible thing, but there's the way of looking at it. If somebody really is that lost and really is that so despairing, for that person, let's just look at that person and put to one side for a second their children, their family, their loved ones. It probably is the best thing that's happened to that. What could happen really if somebody really is that lost? How do you pull somebody back from that? It's very complex. And the thing is with suicide and taking your own life, whether or not it's in a drastic way, like throwing yourself off a bridge or in front of a tube train, or going abroad for, assisted euthanasia, because both are basically the same thing. It's so complex and it raises so many emotive issues, Anyway, Steve, you were saying. Are you there, Steve? We'll be back after the short break.